What's up, everybody? Time to get into the review of the movie Trap, starring Josh Hartnett. Let's go. Long time no see, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Listen, I saw Trap last week. I posted a quick out of the theater reaction about what I thought about it, and I wanted to wait a few days to let a lot of people see it because I really wanted to get into everything about it, not just I didn't want to do a spoiler free and the spoiler filled. I wanted to just do one review to tell you everything that I feel about it. So, Trap is directed by M. Night Shamalayan, starring Josh Hartnett. And when I went into this movie, when I saw the trailer of it, I was like, this concept seemed awesome. And on top of that, Josh Hartnett, I hadn't seen him in a long time, but one of my favorite movies that isn't even horror is Lucky Number 11. In that, if you've seen that movie, he can go from completely unassuming to stone cold in the drop of a hat. He has great facial expressions. So to give him this style, this certain character to play, I knew he would knock it out of the park. And he did. He did. The best part of this movie was indeed Josh Hartnett. For those of you that haven't seen the trailer or haven't seen the movie yet, it is there's a concert that Josh Hartnett and his daughter are going to go see. Lady Raven is a concert, and she's essentially like the Taylor Swift for teenagers of in that movie, in that world. And come to find out, lots of cops and FBI had overtaken that concert because they were searching for a serial killer known as the Butcher. From the trailer, turns out that Josh Hartnett is indeed the Butcher. So the entire movie is him trying to figure a way to get out of this coliseum unscathed. When you've got, like I said, the police and FBI after him, essentially the best of the best are on this guy's case, and they're going through the crowd. They're pulling people left and right that fit the description. Now, first, I'm gonna get into just my thoughts of the movie that aren't. I'm not gonna go into spoilers in detail as of yet, but I liked it. Okay, it kept me intrigued. It kept me interested. Josh Hartnett, like I said previously, delivered exactly what I thought he would in this movie. His facial expressions, the way he can just flex an eyebrow to go from completely manic to completely innocent in literally the span of a second is amazing. And I don't think he gets the credit as a director or as an actor that he should get. He's one of the best actors that, as far as the ability to act with their facial expressions and just the ability to let you feel what he's trying to convey by not really doing a lot to show that. But what he does show is extremely effective. My next takeaway that I liked, his daughter, she was a great character and she had questions at the right moment. She just seemed very believable and a very down to earth person that would react to certain things like any of us would. Um, Lady Raven. Now, I didn't realize this until after the fact. The Lady Raven is played by Shamalayan's daughter, and it seemed like the movie was trying to help her launch her singing career because they would go through, full on songs sometimes of her performing songs, and she was good. She was good. I heard some criticism that they spent too much time there. And the only reason I don't agree is because that was the premise of the movie. They were going to this concert. And I think the fact of having certain scenes where she was just singing and Josh Hartnett was looking around was what it was supposed to be. Because he found out relatively early that, what the cops were there for. So the whole movie, he's trying to figure out where to go, how to get out of here. Um, I thought it was well. I thought it was well acted by everybody. I enjoyed it. Now, here's what I didn't enjoy as much. Like I said previously, they had cops and FBI, which are essentially the best of the best when it comes to finding people, right? they made the police force, look pretty inept in certain scenes, and kind of they didn't seem like FBI. They didn't seem like they were on the level of being the best at tracking people, because there were certain things that happened that just didn't really line up. Now, the reason why I was able to be okay with that, I think of something like Hannibal Lecter. Okay, Hannibal Lecter was smarter than everybody. The reason why we knew that is because going into it, they said, the psychologist Hannibal Lecter, they talked about it, so you kind of knew that he was a really smart individual. So when he would do certain things to evade cops, it wasn't a surprise because we knew who he was. I think the issue that some people had is Josh Hartnett. There was none of that backstory with him. It was just, here's this killer. We need to find him. And he keeps evading cops throughout. Now, the lead FBI agent did mention things in her over the walkie. She did mention, like, he's going to be calculated. He won't be flustered. He'll be in control of the situation, like be on guard. So I think she was trying to be that smoking gun in the movie to tell us that, okay, here's who we're dealing with. But even still, a lot of the things that happened, it seemed to be too easy. And the fact of him not getting a lot of resistance, I can see people having issues with. I didn't, again, because I think that if they were to go do a prequel to this movie and show more of who this character is, who this person is, they could make that one make more sense by saying, hey, he's meticulous, he's smart, he has thought of everything before, he's 10 steps ahead of everybody else. They kind of alluded to it, but it also, they tried to like kind of give us his backstory while telling us his current story in the same movie. And I think they should have fleshed them out separately to be more succinct, so there wouldn't be such a, oh, that can't happen. Oh, come on now. Are you seriously going to make me fall for that? A lot of people that I've talked to about it have said that that kind of took them out of it. The realism of it was kind of taken away based on how he was able to move from place to place undetected. There's a part now, okay, I'm going to go straight into full-on spoilers here now. So if you have not seen this, I'm going to full-on spoilers. Before I get there, final thing for me, I did enjoy it, okay? So if you are on the fence of seeing it and you're looking for what I thought, I enjoyed it. I want to watch it again. It's not perfect, but I enjoyed it. So here we go with the spoilers and the parts that I had issues with. There was when Josh Hartnett first talked to a person working concessions, the guy very easily told him while the cops were there, after saying he wasn't supposed to say. Now, the reason why I didn't have that big issue with that is because that goes to Josh Hartnett's character. The story was trying to tell us that an everyday person that is seemingly harmless looking can be a stone cold killer and you would never know. He was very charismatic. He had his daughter with him, so he seems he's got to be harmless if he's with his child, that's what the common brain would think. So I could understand that worker having his guard let down in that way. Now, through some other stuff, he ends up getting that employee badge, and this was kind of where I had to kind of take pause, because there was a scene he walked into where all the cops are talking about him and their game plan and what he's done. And he walks past them all with just the badge to get some coffee and then walks right out. And as on his way walking out, happened to grab a police radio on the way out. He's able to hear everything that they're doing. Now, that I could understand people having issue with, because they were pulling out people throughout the concert in the concourse area, from the seat area, and this person that kind of fit the description they were looking for, that just had a badge they didn't even question that. But I could overlook that because he at least had the badge. He was able to manipulate things to be in his advantage, almost the way a Hannibal Lecter would. So I think had we fleshed him as a more of being this smart character by telling us a little bit more of his backstory, I don't think people would have had as big an issue with what happened, because we already kind of knew that based on who he was. The biggest issue to me with this movie was at the very end when they were walking him out. He was in shackles, and there was a bike on the. First of all, let me back up. When he was going through his dream sequence and he got tased and he fell down and he got up and gouged the eyes out of a cop, he got tased again. Now that is grounds to be straight up shot. You have now attacked an officer in front of another officer. The taser no longer, like, it's time to go either wound the leg, do something to stop this person, because he had just been tased and the taser still didn't work. He was able to move forward and attack somebody. So you got to put a little bit more force behind it, or so I thought. And then they walk out and there's a bike on the ground and they allow him to stop, to pick it up and stand it up and then walk. And in that span of time, he was able to take one of the bike spokes off. That to me is when I was like, that is too much, because we've already had proof that he's killed all these people. He just gouged the eyes out of a police officer, and you still enable him to take a detour to pick up a bike? That just makes no sense. And for those that are harsh critics about this, a lot of the movie had suspension of belief portions throughout that some people just can't get past. For me, it's a movie, and I asked myself, was I entertained? I was entertained. But for the purposes of this review, if I need to nitpick, that's what I'm going to nitpick at. At the end of the day, I thought it was good. And Josh Hartnett is back to form, and I hope he gets more opportunities to showcase his talent. I hope he can do more villain roles where he's the main focal villain. I think had this been done in a way that wasn't so, like, such an insult to certain, to fans and audiences sometimes, the way in which some of the stuff he had to suspend belief for, I think we could have seen he would have gotten to showcase even more. That said, I still enjoyed it. Now, that goes to M. Night Shyamalan. Like, he's such a divisive director. I enjoy him. I think he's good because he's great with concepts. Whether you like his execution or not, whether you like the movies, the way they end, the way they're written, whatever, from a concept perspective, he may be, if not the best, definitely one of the best to come up with the concept. The concept of this in this movie, the concept of The Happening. Even though The Happening was not a good movie, the concept was good. A lot of his movies are very strong concepts. It's just the execution doesn't always in line with how great the concepts were. And I thought this one did, but it still left a lot of, okay, seriously. And the fact that the singer in this got such a big focus towards the end, I think that kind of took away from it a little bit. I thought the focus should have been only on Josh Hartnett, only on him and evading police and keeping him as the focal point. But again, I'm nitpicking. I'm looking for something to kind of take out from it. At the end of the day, I enjoyed it. And that's the thing about Shyamalan's movies. You're not just going to watch it and have no thought process or no thoughts about it. You're going to have some kind of thoughts and feelings behind it. But I want to know, what did you think? Did you see it? Did you enjoy it? If you did not enjoy it, let me know why. If you did enjoy it, also let me know why. The comments, the likes, the shares, it helps me to grow this community and grow this channel. So I need you guys' help. Thank you guys for your time. See you guys next time.